Hello, Bl'Artagnan here with an elegant coffee break, the Enna Lost Chapter Shinryu fight. This is Fight 2 of the December Man to Void Challenge, the homebrew Dare to Defy style event posted on Reddit and Discord by Eamon and Treevoid, featuring character lockouts, no boosted units, and no friend units. Before we get too deep into it, be sure to hit the like button on that video, it helps me out quite a bit, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are inches away from 1K subscribers on the channel, which is a huge milestone, means a lot to me, and I'll definitely be celebrating somehow once we hit that, so haven't figured out how. We'll work that out once we get there, so join the team. So what do we got going on here? We have a team of Sephiroth, Gabronth, and Kais, justifying that FE30 blue Kais of mine, Jesus. It's okay though. Gabronth and Sephiroth is kind of a classic combination at this point, sort of the Reese's peanut butter and chocolate of FR and BT partners. As you know, Sephiroth BT affecting Gabronth FR, synergizing beautifully together. This fight doesn't really offer a whole lot in the way of resistance, so I figured, something a little bit older would work okay here. Really, the only scary part of this fight, honestly, is the enemy force attack. And if you have no mitigation, it can kill you. Shoutouts to Raw Life on the live stream, by the way. Buddy. And also the fact that you can't get Braid. It Golbez freezes you basically during the force time, which is kind of annoying because it lasts for 3 turns, which isn't a lot, but if the ads aren't there, it can be a single target fight, and that just it's frustrating. Aside from those things, though, it's generous turn count, not a whole lot of HP, the resistances are not terribly impressive, and it has virtually no HP attacks. I mean, technically it can, if it hits you with the big AoE delay attack, gains a bunch of Brave, it could one-shot someone, I guess, but spoilers, that's not happening here. We get Gabronth, we are safe as heck. Gabronth, very good with that defensive utility, very bad on the offensive, Jesus Christ. He has... I was looking up his auras before I did this. It's a 55% attack aura and no Brave or HP damage. His debuff has 10% HP damage. Like, why didn't they buff that to 20 and add like some Brave damage? No. Justice for Gabronth. I hope if and when he gets his Echo, they rectify that because, man, it is sad. What's not sad is Sephiroth, who is actually aging tremendously well. He, of course, synergizes with Dorgan in fights where Dorgan isn't locked out. Oof. But Octoslash still just does a tremendous amount of damage. That's Octoslash with an A, not Octoslash. I made that mistake last time I tried to record this before I stumbled over my words. Octoslash, like Octodad, the video game, which I highly recommend playing if you haven't already. It's a pretty old one at this point, but it's a tremendous game in which you play a father of a lovely family who is secretly an octopus. You have to make sure that your family doesn't find out about it. God, this animation's so good. Go, go! Boom! Into this guy. There we go. Being a single target fight, Kais is actually pretty solid here. I mean, his own damage is kind of dog water, but it's okay because he enhances everyone else's damage, and he has that sweet blue armor with the 20% HP kappa. Another handy thing about Gabronth FR is that it unbreaks right after the attack, so if you're using Sephiroth, you can use the BT right after Gabronth, assuming they're going one and the other, and that will very conveniently ensure that you're going to be hitting the condition every turn without any sort of break in that. Get it? Break. It's a mechanics pun. It's a defo pun. We take those. God. Anyway, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Bam! Look at that damage. Into the sky. There we go. Boom. There you go. 6 million damage off a pre-FR era skill 2. Gosh dang you, Sephiroth. Calm down. There we go. Now, obviously, if we really wanted to maximize this force time, we would do something like, burst finisher into Sephiroth's burst phase. Unfortunately, Gabronth FR does not give enough damage for us to be able to one-shot the boss like that, so we're going to have to use 2 force times, shocker, and that requires saving Sephiroth's burst phase, which means we have to give Kais turns in force time. Gross. We'll make the best of it as we may, but it's okay. I made a small tactical error here of sorts. I don't know if it's I wouldn't call it a mistake, but maybe it wasn't the best call. Because, well, for one thing, I should have probably hero supported Gabronth there, but it's okay. We're going to finish with Gabronth's burst finisher. It's a big hit, as always. Nice to hit with that finish with that big move. Bam, there we go, 8 million damage. Almost respectable. This does mean that we don't enjoy the boosted HP cap during the force time, but it's okay. My reasoning for that was A, big hit at the end of the force time. I was hoping that the burst effect would last long enough for us to get the force time back and go through Sephiroth's burst phase beforehand with it all, have the effect during that, and then also go into the force time. As you will see, it doesn't work out quite as cleanly as I'd hoped. Boom. Oof. Well, there's the force attack. Thanks, Gabronth, kept us safe. Good thing we had that burst effect up. Oh yeah, I meant to say, as you know, I love picking up music for these fights and these videos, and playing around with stuff. In the comment below, if you're still watching this far, let me know how many of the songs in this video you can identify. Obviously, the last one's not going to be hard if you've been paying any attention, but the first two, I'm curious if you can identify them. The one that's playing right now, probably not too big a mystery, but the first one might not be as well. I'm actually curious. I had never heard of it before I found it, so if you happen to know what that song was, let me know. I'm curious to see who was well-versed in their, I guess, historic video game musics. Not like historic, like, monumentous, just like, hint, it's an older song. Anyway, little comment mini-game out of the way. We're in that shitty force time I mentioned. Brave Frozen. If the boss dealt HP damage, we'd be in trouble. Unfortunately for it does not. It's actually kind of annoying. Kais prevents breaks thanks to hero support, but he gets broken because he can't hero support himself. Something I really hope happens when they give Kais his FR is they just, give one of his, maybe give his EX buff, Kais can't be broken, just because it feels so awkward to only make that one, his two targets unbreakable. Like, you look at Core, and admittedly Core can only buff one person, well, for now, spoilers, but, he also becomes unbreakable. I think Kais needs that same treatment so that the, party unbreakability utility is kind of applied across the thing, because so many of the scary attacks you don't want to be broken on are AoE attacks, and so Kais getting broken makes it so that, your own, his partner being unbroken doesn't really help you that much. Anyway, yeah, no, because that's the thing. Kais has, little things over Selphie that could put him on par with her, except they don't. The crit buff stuff would be great, but, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Kais Copium. I'm here to talk about Sephiroth. Look at this burst phase. Octoslash does so much damage. Even throwing a random HP attack in there, I hope they should give that a double dump. I mean, nitpicking here, of course. But anyway, if I had, this was actually another misplay I should note, because I could have gone into this a turn earlier. However, I realized I had to refresh his hero support so that we'd be launching. The reason I would have wanted to go into a turn earlier is because he had the free skill from his EX, and that meant I wouldn't have needed to use the HP attack. I could have just spammed 3 Octoslashes, which would have been awesome. Had I done that with the full hero support on him, then this would have probably broken 20 million damage, which would have been really nice for a non-force time burst phase. As it stands, we are just shy. You'll see I targeted the Knight there because I was hoping that the burst finisher would apply launchability to the main boss so Kais could launch them. Unfortunately, it didn't. Don't know what's up with that, but anyway. Using the Hope Call now. Let's talk calls. Why do I have the calls I picked here? I should have actually given Kais Cyan Call just so he had a bigger hit to use, but it's okay. I knew this team had 7 debuffs it was playing with between the 3 units on the team. Gabronth has 4, Kais has 2, Sephiroth has 1. That's 7. DFFOO players historically have had difficulty counting to 10, but 7 is, I think, within the range that we're able to handle. For that last slot, I was like, okay, well, I can only have to use 1 slot. I thought we'd be chewing through debuffs faster. I just, for some reason, thought in my head, on a team featuring Gabronth and Rebreaks and Sephiroth BT phase and Kais delays, I somehow thought the boss would be getting more turns and would be chewing through debuffs faster. And so I was worried if I brought Lilithset, which I brought it because I wanted a heal as a backup, I thought the 3-turn debuff she brought wouldn't be long enough. So I brought Hope as a backup heal, but I also wanted an actual debuff, so I brought Seymour, which is a much better debuff than either of those two. The trade-off to this, of course, is that we can only apply 1 at a time, and so we end up not using all of the debuff calls we have, so I really could have probably made do with a damage call or something goofy. But it's fine. It's okay. We'll survive. Obviously no Kurosame call because we've been locked out elementally, but it's okay. Into the sky with Sky High, but not actually sending him into the sky. And now Gabronth is going to be spamming his LD during the force time, which we have entered. I completely talked over that during the call monologue. We're doing okay here damage-wise. This opening and closing mechanic makes no sense to me. It feels like he opens, then closes, then opens again, or closes and opens again for no reason. I really have no idea what the pattern is, but it's okay. The boss doesn't do anything. It doesn't affect things super badly outside of the force time, as I mentioned. It would have been nice if the soldiers were there during the force time. You may have noticed while it was in its own force time, it opened and closed again, and then opened again. It was annoying. God, one last Octoslash into the sky. Let's see how much damage this does. This should be spicy. Boom! Almost 13 million damage. You love to see that. And with that out of the way, we have 3% left to go. Pandemonium has good damage to it. We are locked out elementally, but it's okay because everyone's got the refunds between Kais's LD buff and just everyone's passive, refunds between HP attacks. So we'll be chunking it down decently well. There we go. Don't ask why I refreshed Hero Support on Gabronth. That was probably not the move to make, but it's okay. Alright, let's bring us home with the star of the show, the MVP who got us here. What are you doing opening and closing and opening again? Stupid book. Anyway. I'm not talking about Gabronth, though. He's not the MVP. He helped. Sephiroth, he helped. They both helped, I guess. But the real star of the show, bring us home, Kais. Here we go, Sky High. Oh, God, what a unit who is in need of a tune-up. There we go. MtV Challenge number 2 out of the way. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video, which will not feature any of these guys. I should probably FE30 Sephiroth. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But I'll catch you later. Adios.